My ex texted, "I'm sorry for everything, please give me another chance." I said, "Apology accepted." Then I forwarded her message to her current partner with context. 20 minutes later, she was calling me screaming about revenge. I, 29 male, got a text from my ex Melissa last Tuesday at 2:47 a.m. We'd been broken up for 8 months after I caught her in my apartment with Derek, her just a friend from work coworker. The kicker? She'd been using my spare key to bring him there while I was at my night shifts at the hospital. Her text was this long rambling thing about how she's grown so much and realized what she lost and can't stop thinking about what we had. Real poetic stuff. Ended with, "I know I don't deserve it, but please give me another chance. I'll do anything." I stared at that text for maybe 30 seconds. Then I typed back, "Apology accepted." She immediately started typing. Those 3 dots were going crazy. But before she could send whatever novel she was writing, I took a screenshot of our conversation and forwarded it to her current boyfriend Marcus with a simple message. "Hey man, thought you should see this. She sent this 20 minutes ago." For context, she cheated on me with her coworker Derek in my own apartment. Just looking out for you. Then I went back to bed. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded. 17 missed calls from Melissa. I finally picked up on the 18th. "You vindictive piece of shit. How dare you?" "Good morning to you too. Marcus just broke up with me. He's packing his stuff right now. This is your fault. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's your fault for texting your ex at 3 a.m. asking for another chance while you have a boyfriend. I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. Then why are you so upset?" She hung up on me. But here's where it gets interesting. Because Melissa doesn't handle rejection well. Never has. And I knew this shitstorm was just getting started. First, she tried calling my mom. At 7 a.m. on a Saturday, crying about how I ruined her life and manipulated the situation. Mom, bless her, just said, "Sweetheart, you texted him first," and hung up. Then came the social media campaign. Melissa posted this whole sob story on Instagram about toxic exes who can't let go and narcissistic behavior. Girl really said I was the one who couldn't let go when she texted me first. The comments were wild. Half her friends calling me trash, the other half pointing out the obvious. But the real kicker came yesterday. I get a text from an unknown number. "This is Melissa's sister Becca. What you did was fucked up and you know it. She's been crying for 3 days. Marcus won't even talk to her. You need to fix this." I responded, "How exactly should I fix your sister texting me at 3 a.m. while she has a boyfriend?" "You didn't have to forward it to Marcus. That was pure revenge. It was transparency. Something your sister might want to try. Fuck you. You always were a self-righteous prick. And yet your sister still wanted me back." She blocked me after that. But wait, there's more. Because Derek, the coworker she cheated with, decided to slide into my DMs. "Bro, that was cold what you did to Mel." I didn't even respond, just screenshotted it and posted it to my story with the caption, "The audacity." My friends had a field day with that one. Then this morning, I woke up to 12 missed calls. Not from Melissa this time. From Marcus. The Marcus call was enlightening. So I called him back, and this man was spiraling. Turns out my screenshot wasn't the first red flag he'd noticed. It was just the confirmation he needed. "Bro, I need to know everything. Everything. Was she always like this?" I told him about finding her with Derek. About the gaslighting when I confronted her. We were just watching Netflix. Yeah, naked, sure. About how she'd convinced half our friend group that I was controlling for being upset about her hanging out with male friends at 2 a.m. Marcus went quiet. Then, "She told me you were abusive, said you were jealous and possessive, and that's why she had to leave. Let me guess, she also told you Derek was gay?" "How did you know that?" "Because she told me he was gay too, right up until I found them together." Turns out, Melissa had been texting multiple exes, not just me. Marcus found the messages after going through her phone. She'd given him the passcode months ago and forgot. 3 other guys, all getting variations of "I miss us" at various hours of the night. But here's where it gets really good. Marcus decided to do some digging. Connected with Derek on LinkedIn, savage. Had a professional networking coffee. Derek spilled everything. Not only was he not gay, but Melissa had been pursuing him for months before we broke up. She told him we were in an open relationship. She told him I knew about them. Derek had only found out the truth when I walked in on them and lost my shit. He'd been genuinely horrified. Tried to apologize to me multiple times, but I'd blocked him everywhere. "So why did you DM me calling me cold?" I asked Marcus. "That wasn't Derek, bro. That was Melissa. She has his Instagram password. She has like 4 of her ex's passwords because she helps them with their social media." I pulled up the DM. Sure enough, looking closer at the profile, the recent posts were all stuff Melissa would share. Motivational quotes, sunset pics, workout selfies that were clearly staged by someone else. We talked for 2 hours. By the end, Marcus had moved back in with his parents and was planning to get tested for STDs just in case. He thanked me for the heads up. "Sorry for blowing up your phone, man. I was just processing." "All good. Been there. Can I ask you something? Why'd you forward the screenshot immediately? Like, why not just ignore her?" I thought about it, because 8 months ago I wish someone had told me the truth about her. Figured I'd pay it forward. But Melissa wasn't done. Oh no. Because yesterday, I got a call from my boss. "I need y'all to understand. I'm a radiologic technologist at a major hospital. It's a good job, stable. Been there 3 years with 0 issues. So when my supervisor Rachel called me into her office, I wasn't worried until I saw her face. "We received a complaint about you," she said, sliding a paper across the desk. Someone had sent an anonymous email to the hospital's HR department, 3 pages of accusations about my unprofessional behavior, sexual harassment of coworkers, and creating a hostile work environment. My heart dropped. Then I read closer. The email specifically mentioned incidents that happened outside of work, at places I'd been with Melissa, using phrases she'd used in our arguments. "Rachel, this is my ex-girlfriend. She's been harassing me for 2 weeks because I exposed her cheating to her current boyfriend." Rachel nodded. I figured it might be something like that. The IT department traced the email. It came from a coffee shop IP address, sent from a ProtonMail account created that same day. Thank God for competent IT departments. "We're not taking any action based on an anonymous complaint with no evidence," Rachel continued. "But I need you to document everything. If she escalates, we'll involve legal." I showed her the texts, the calls, the Instagram posts. Rachel's eyebrows went higher with each screenshot. "Your ex seems unstable." That's one word for it. I thought that would be Melissa's extinction burst. I was wrong. Because 2 days later, my apartment building's management called. Someone had reported me for noise violations, aggressive behavior toward neighbors, and possible drug activity. My building manager, Tony, was confused. "Jake, you're literally our quietest tenant. You work nights and barely make a sound. What's going on?" I explained the situation. Tony pulled up the complaint email. Same style, same phrases, same ProtonMail domain. "We'll disregard this," Tony said. "But if this keeps happening, you might want to consider a restraining order." Then the Yelp reviews started hitting the hospital. 1-star reviews mentioning me by name, claiming I was rude, unprofessional, that I'd made inappropriate comments during exams. All posted within a 6-hour window. All from accounts created that day. The hospital's legal department got involved at that point. They issued a cease and desist letter to Melissa's last known address. But the real karma was yet to come. Because while Melissa was busy trying to destroy my life, she forgot about someone else she'd pissed off. Derek's actual girlfriend. Plot twist. Derek had a girlfriend the entire time he was hooking up with Melissa. A girlfriend named Carmen, who worked at the same company but in a different department. A girlfriend who had no idea about Melissa until Marcus reached out to Derek for that coffee chat. See, when Marcus met with Derek panicked. Thought Marcus was going to beat his ass or something. So he brought back up his buddy Tom from accounting. Tom, who happens to be dating Carmen's best friend. You see where this is going. Tom went home and told his girlfriend Emma about the drama. Emma, being a real one, immediately called Carmen. "Girl, you need to hear this." Carmen confronted Derek. Derek tried to deny it, then minimize it, then finally admitted to a brief mistake with Melissa. Carmen dumped him on the spot, and then did something beautiful. She reached out to me on Instagram. "Hey, I know we don't know each other, but I heard about what your ex put you through. I just found out my boyfriend was the other guy. I'm really sorry for what happened to you." We talked, compared notes, Turned out Melissa had been telling Derek all sorts of lies about their relationship too. That she was leaving me, that we were separated, that I was abusive, and she needed comfort. Carmen was pissed. Not just at Derek, but at Melissa. She knew he had a girlfriend. We'd met at company events. She smiled in my face knowing she was fucking my boyfriend. Then Carmen said something that made me grin. I think it's time Melissa learned that actions have consequences. See, Carmen works in HR, not at their company. She'd transferred to a competitor after getting promoted. But she still had connections. Lots of connections. Within a week, word had somehow spread through their entire industry about Melissa's behavior. How she'd pursued taken men. How she'd lied about relationships. How she'd tried to destroy her ex's career when faced with the consequences of her actions. Melissa's LinkedIn started getting interesting. Former coworkers were removing her as a connection. Her recommendations disappeared one by one. The women in her industry started a whisper network. Then came the coup de grace. Their company announced a restructuring. Melissa's position was eliminated. Was it related? Officially no. But Carmen's best friend Emma just happened to be dating Tom from accounting, who just happened to mention to his boss how difficult Melissa had been making the workplace for others. Melissa called me one last time last week. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. She was sobbing. I lost everything. My job, Marcus. My reputation. Are you happy now? Melissa, I didn't do anything except forward your own words to the person who deserved to see them. Everything else, that was all you. I'm going to sue you for defamation. Good luck with that. Truth is an absolute defense. I hate you. That's fine. But next time you're drunk at 3 a.m., maybe just order a pizza instead of texting your ex. She screamed something incoherent and hung up. Yesterday, I ran into Derek at a coffee shop. He looked rough. Carmen had apparently made sure everyone knew exactly why they'd broken up. His reputation at work was shot. He'd been passed over for a promotion he'd been gunning for. He started to approach me, probably to apologize again, but I just held up my hand. Dude, just don't. He nodded and left. As for me, I'm doing great. The hospital gave me a commendation for handling the false complaints professionally. My boss Rachel joke offered to set me up with her sister. I started seeing someone new, a pediatric nurse named Grace who thinks the whole story is hilarious and regularly jokes about checking my phone at 3 a.m. just in case. Marcus and I actually became friends through all this. We grab beers sometimes and laugh about the bullet we both dodged. Carmen ended up dating a guy from her new company who treats her right. She sent me a picture from their recent vacation with the caption, "Living my best life. Thanks for the wake-up call." And Melissa? Last I heard through the grapevine, she'd moved back in with her parents and was trying to rebrand herself as a life coach on TikTok. Her videos about overcoming toxic relationships and rising above narcissistic abuse have about 12 views each. Turns out when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And Melissa? She hit the jackpot. Edit, since some of you asked, yes, I kept all the documentation in case she tries anything else. Yes, the cease and desist is still in effect. No, I don't feel bad. She made her choices, and choices have consequences. Edit 2. For those saying I went too far, I forwarded one screenshot of her own words to the person she was betraying. Everything else that happened was either her own doing or the natural consequences of people finding out who she really was. I didn't make her lie, cheat, or harass me. I just stopped keeping her secrets. Edit 3. Carmen, if you're reading this, I know Emma showed you my Reddit. You're a badass, and I'm glad you're happy. Also, Tom says hi and that he's sorry for accidentally starting a revolution. El Mayo.